Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a good day. So we will continue with capacity to contract. Okay. The general rules is provided under Section 10 and Section 11. Section 10 of the Contract Act 1950 provides that if the parties enter the agreement with free consent, okay, and the parties are competent to enter into contract, the agreements they entered are contract. Okay, first they enter into agreement. If with free consent and the parties are competent, these agreements are contract. Okay, so now when we say competent person who has competency to enter into agreement, what does it mean by competent, right? Who is the person that whom we call as competent? So this is explained by Section 11 of the Contract Act 1950. I'm sorry, I keep saying Companies Act because I'm teaching company law also to your senior, okay? So do forgive me. Right. Section 11 of the Contract Act 1950 provides that a person is said to be competent to contract if he is one who is the age of majority according to the law which is subject, which means the person who has attained age of majority. Second, who is of sound mind, he's not crazy, and is not disqualified from contracting by any law to which he is subject. Okay, there are three elements here. Okay, three elements. Person who has attained age of majority, who is of sound mind, and number three, who is not being disqualified by any law. Right? This person is called competent to contract. Okay, now we repeat Section 11 again. A person is competent if he is 1, 2, 3. Okay, I put it this way, it's easy for you to remember. 1, attain the age of majority, not a minor. Second, not a crazy person, he is of sound mind. Third, not qualified from contracting by any law to which he is subject. Okay, not qualified here means what? What does it mean? Like bankruptcy. Okay, if a person declare bankruptcy, he is disqualified from entering into contract. Okay, for example, contract of purchasing a house, because a person who has been declared bankrupt, okay, he cannot hold property, so he cannot enter into contract that deal with property, to purchase property or to sell property. So basically, this person who has been declared bankrupt is being disqualified by the bankruptcy law. Okay, so he is not competent, right? Right, again I repeat, attained age of majority is 18 years old, right? Yeah. In Malaysia, 18 years old. After 18 years old, you can enter contract. Effect of agreement. What happen if a minor enter into a contract? What's the effect? Right. Contract Act 1950 did not actually express about this. Okay, nothing mentioned clearly about this. So we refer to case law. Okay, we refer to Judicial Committee of the Privy Council under case of Mohori Bibee. Right. This is appeal case from India. They actually tell the effect of Section 9 and 10 of the Indian Contract Act, which is in pari materia, which is similar rank with Section 10 and 11 of Malaysian Contract Act. Okay, so it says that the effect of a contract entered into by a minor, the agreement is void. It's a void agreement. What happened in Mohori Bibee was a person, he lent an infant respondent. The appellant lender lent through his agent, lent an infant respondent, okay, So respondent has not attained the age of 18. The respondent is below 18. So the appellant through agent lend money to respondent 20,000 rupees at 12% interest, and the respondent actually mortgage his property to the appellant, right? So now the appellant agent knew, okay, the appellant's agent knew that the respondent was an infant. So it is with the knowledge of the appellant's agent that this person is not 18 yet, but still he entered into agreement with this person. And later on, the appellant mother, right, she bring this matter, comments and action to the court as the guardian of the appellant, right? She went to court and asked for declaration that the mortgage executed by the appellant, she asked for declaration, the mortgage executed by the appellant to be void because of lack of capacity. So the mother go to court, ask the court, look, my son is below 18 and the mortgage that he executed is not valid. It's supposed to be void because he has not yet attained age of majority. So there is lack of capacity, right? The appellant in this case tried to defend themselves by stating that the contract is not void. The contract was not void, the contract was voidable. If the contract void, they cannot get the money from the respondent anymore. However, if the contract voidable, the infant respondent should return him the sum he lent. Okay, but unfortunately, the court did not agree with the appellant. The court has decided, privy counsel held that the contract of loan was void and not voidable. So the appellant cannot get anything. You know why? Because from the very beginning, the appellant's agent knew the respondent has not attained age of majority yet. They are giving loan to a person who is not 18 yet. They knew but they still entered into the contract. So that's why it is void. In Malaysia, under Section 65 of the Contract Act 1950, right, it requires a party rescinding a voidable contract who has received any benefit thereunder to restore the benefit. Does not apply. Under Section 65, basically it says that if a voidable contract is rescinded, okay, the party who has received benefit thereunder, right, do not have to return back to restore the benefit. Okay. However, the decision of private counsel in Mohori Bibee also applied in Malaysia in some cases. Okay, it has been followed in Malaysia in the case of Tan Hee Juan and government in Malaysia and Gurcharan Singh, and also in Leha binti Yusuf and Awang Johari bin Hashim. Okay. So now in Malaysia, all contracts entered into by minors are void, and a minor cannot sue or be sued in contract. Okay. If all contracts are void, so whoever under 18, they cannot enter into any contract. What about if a person after SPM, after our examination, 17 years old, they want to go to overseas and they want to sign what we call scholarship with the government or with any company? What happened to that agreement? Can they enter into agreement or they cannot enter into the agreement? If we say that every single agreement is void, every single agreement entered by minor is void, so this kind of agreement also cannot be entered by a minor. Okay, so now we'll see that there are some exceptions. We have exception to the general rule. So what is the general rule? Agreement entered by minor is void. That's the general rule. But we do have exception. So we have 5 exceptions here. Okay. And what are those exceptions? So we go one by one. Okay, first, reimbursement for necessaries. Second, contract of service or apprenticeship. Third, marriage contract. Fourth, contract of insurance. Five, contract of scholarship. So I will just basically read it through. Yeah. If you do have question, please text me in our WhatsApp group or Putra Blast. So now we have exception to the general rule. The general rule say what? An infant minor cannot into a contract. The contract entered by minor is a void contract. So that is the general rule. However, we have 5 exceptions to the general rule, right? So we go the first one. Reimbursement for necessaries. Okay. Section 69. Okay. Basically, Section 69 provide for this reimbursement for necessary. Under section, under Section 69, okay, a seller, a supplier who supply necessaries to a minor is allowed to get payment for the goods that he supplied to the minor, right? Necessary basically means that goods that are necessary to the minor's current condition in life, right? A simple example is this. When we go to Pasar Malam, we see so many kids. They go to Pasar Malam to purchase night market. Pasar Malam is night market. To purchase food, right? The seller did not say, oh, hey, wait, you are not 18 yet. Okay? The seller just sell. Why? Because the food is considered necessary. So when the food is considered necessary, so the seller sell and the minor purchase. Unless the minor want to purchase 300 boxes. That is different issue. Okay. Now I want to go back to section 69. Right. Let us read section 69. If a person incapable of entering into a contract or anyone whom he is legally bound to support is supplied by another person with necessaries suited to his condition in life, the person who has furnished such supplies is entitled to be reimbursed from the property of such incapable person. So incapable person here under section 69, we are referring to minor. So I make it simple and put it down here, that a person who enter into contract, a supplier who enter into contract with a minor, okay, and to ensure that whatever needed by this minor, whatever necessary needed by this minor is fulfilled. So this person who sell the stuff to the minors is allowed to get the payment from the minor. This is what actually mentioned by section 69. I would like to share with you this illustration. This is some illustration that I made it up, right? It doesn't make sense, but just look at it, okay? To illustrate, to make it clear to your mind, right? For example, a minor purchased 12 dresses online. She promised to pay cash later on. COD is a COD. The company sent the dresses. The minor refused to pay and say that she is a minor. She doesn't want to pay. So what would happen? Okay. So now the court will look at whether it is necessary for the minor to have those clothes, dresses, not clothes here. Yeah, it's a mistake. Okay, to have those dresses. Okay. Whether it is necessary, how to determine whether it's necessary? The court will look into the situation. If she has no dress at all, maybe 12 dresses is necessary. So if the dresses are necessary, the contract is valid, so the minor must pay. However, if she has more than 3 cupboards of dresses, she still purchase and the dress deemed not necessary, so the contract is void. So the minor no need to pay. When the contract is void, so the minor no need to pay. This is just some illustration, right? I repeat again. We will refer to one case law, Government of Malaysia and Guru Charan Singh and others. Okay. In this case, the issue was whether a particular article is necessary. Now, how do we know whether a particular article is necessary? How do we know whether the goods purchased by the infant or minor is necessary? So, what is these actually necessary goods? Okay. to know what is necessary good, we have to refer to Section 2 of English Sale of Goods Act. Okay. It's mentioned in the Section 2, goods suitable to the condition in life of such infant and to his actual requirement at the date of the sale and delivery. So there are two factors here. For us to say this is necessary good, we have to make sure that this good fulfill these two factors. The first, the condition in life of the infant. Okay, the good suitable to the condition in life of the infant. Right. Look at the infant life. Is it suitable to the condition of the life of the infant? Then we will know whether it's necessary. But this is only the first factor. It must come together with the second factor, that is to his actual requirement at the time of the sale and delivery. Okay, he really in need of the goods to make the good necessary good, so he was in actual need of the good at the time of the sale and delivery of the goods. Then only we have these two factors, then only we can say that this is necessary goods. We have Scarborough case, right? A miner who used to ride his bike to work for a distance of 15 kilometers. So this miner, he used to ride his bike for 15 kilometers and he wanted to purchase a new bike. He went to a shop, he traded his old bike, okay, to purchase a new bike, right? And when he traded his old bike, okay, he gave the old bike to the seller and said, okay, take this is take this as a part payment for the new bike, right? And before the delivery can be made by the seller to him, he decided not to proceed with the contract. Okay, he wants to avoid the contract. Okay, now the seller is not happy. They go to court. The court held that the bike was a class of good that could be classified as necessary. The court said that, look, this is what is necessary for him. Okay, so when it is necessary, the contract is valid. The miner has to pay part payment to the seller. Alright? This is, I have 3 questions here. Please answer the question. And if you can't, you still don't understand, you may drop me message at Putra Blast or our WhatsApp group. Number 2, contract of services or apprenticeship, right? Basically, Employment Act and Children on Young Person Employment Act, okay, enable a minor to enter into a contract of services or apprenticeship. So it depends. Not all contract of services, it depends. But we do have exception. Not every single contract is void. Okay, not every single contract entered by minor is void. So this is the exception. Marriage contract. And if you refer to Age of Majority Act 1971, Section 4, subsection A, this is mentioned in the case of Rajeshwari and Balakrishnan. It says here that nothing in the Act shall affect the capacity of any person to act in the following matters, namely marriage, divorce, dower, and adoption. So a minor can enter into this contract, okay? And if the minor breach the contract, the minor may be sued, or the minor can sue for such breach. Okay. Another exception, contract of insurance provided by Financial and Services Act 2013, right? Infant over age of 10 may enter into contract of insurance. However, a minor, infant or minor, okay, below 16, they need written consent of his parents. So above 10 can enter into contract, but below 16 must come with written consent of the parents. Contract of scholarship, refer to Section 2, Contracts Amendment Act 1976, Section 4, Subsection A of the Contract Amendment Act 1976. A scholarship agreement entered into by an infant is valid. So scholarship agreement is valid. Award, loan, sponsorship, okay, a statutory authority or educational institution such as a university. So any scholarship agreement entered by minor is valid agreement. We have Government of Malaysia and Guru Charan Singh, okay. In this case, basically revolve around the validity of scholarship agreement entered into by a minor, okay. And in this case, the court held that such agreement referring to scholarship agreement. Scholarship agreement basically enable a minor, okay, to qualify and accept appointment as a teacher, okay, and therefore it fall under Section 69, right? So is it valid or it's not valid? It's a valid agreement, right? Element number 2, sound mind. Effect of contract signed by a person of unsound mind, a person who is crazy, okay. Contract Act 1950 does not specify whether it's void or voidable contract, but if we refer to English law, it is a voidable contract, okay. However, the person must prove all the conditions, okay. We have the case of Imperial Loan Company and also Cik Sum binti Yip. So if you want to know, please go and find these two cases, Imperial Loan Company and Cik Sum binti Yip, and please read the cases, okay. Right, now number 3, not disqualified, okay. What happens if a person is being disqualified? If a person being disqualified, he lost the capacity to enter into contract, okay. When we say loss of capacity, the said party may have the capacity to contract, but lost due to some circumstances under any law. What does it mean? Okay, basically, Encik Ahmad, he has all the capacity to enter into contract. However, last month, he was being declared bankrupt by the court, right? When he was declared bankrupt, he lost the capacity to hold property. When he lost the capacity to hold property, he also lost the capacity to enter into contract dealing with any property. So any kind of contract dealing with property, purchasing, selling, he cannot sign, okay? He cannot enter. You see, this is what it means. He's supposed to have the capacity. If we follow Contract Act, yes, he has capacity, but the bankruptcy law disqualified him. This is what it means by loss of capacity. So he is capable according to companies, Contract Act 1950, but lost it according to other law. In Encik Ahmad case, bankruptcy law, to which he is subjected to. So the 3 elements here. Right? So we finish this lecture, right? Thank you very much.